Hello, everybody. Just for a few minutes, I'm going to comment a bit about 2 Corinthians chapter 4, which was the passage for today. It's from the letter that Paul writes to the church in Corinth, the second letter that we have recorded in the Bible. And it's a famous passage that talks about jars of clay. What Paul is saying is that we Christians are like jars of clay. In the ancient world, jars of clay were very common. They were very ordinary. Sometimes they might be cracked even and not appear particularly special. But Paul is saying that in the jar of clay is a treasure, and that treasure is the new life available in Jesus. It's the good news about Jesus. And it means that, so his point really is that whatever we feel like or whatever we look like, cracked or broken, and he gives some of the descriptions of how he feels, crushed, perplexed, in despair, abandoned, even struck down. But actually, he is not discouraged because the power of God is at work in him, and that outward appearance might be deceptive because God's at work in him. The treasure is in the jars of clay, and that in the end, like Jesus, he, Paul, and us, for those who believe, will be raised to new life, and that won't be the end of the story. I just brought a couple of things to illustrate that, or one thing to illustrate that. This is literally a jar of clay. I made it whilst I was on holiday. We visited a farm, and you can have a go at pottery, and this clay just came from the ground there. And it's so ordinary that I couldn't remember which one was mine when I saw them lined up. And my obviously, if this broke, it wouldn't be something that too many people would be upset about. So in some ways, this is a good reminder to me. And I feel a bit like a jar of clay often. In fact, on this very holiday that I had, I went for a run in the first week, barefoot on the beach, which sounds idyllic, sounds wonderful. And I didn't really notice at the time, but afterwards I was actually putting more force on my heel and my ankle, and I had a kind of strain, and I was hobbling for the rest of the holiday, and I felt a bit sort of down about that. This passage says, even if your body is starting to be frail and you feel your frailty, don't be discouraged because God is at work in you. And just as an encouragement, I find that as an encouragement. I'm a vicar, I'm a church minister, but in fact for all of us, because it's saying that God uses us, God works in us, that actually we're special to God. Even if we are just like a jar of clay and don't appear to be very special, God can still work through us and in us. And he loves to work in us, and he will raise us with that power inside us, that treasure.